Hello everyone, this is a Greyshot 117 here, bringing you another Company of Heroes replay brought to you by, if you would like to skip it, you can do this now so you don't find out, Melvo.King. Melvo.King? I feel like it's a Skyrim reference or something, but I don't know. In that case, we also have Alfar and we have Fishmen. On the enemy team, we have Helmuth, Pew Pew, and Drunk, so at least some respectful names. In any capacity, if you would like to submit your own replay, you can do so via my YouTube channel. Just go to my Gmail or Facebook, and you can have your replay featured on my channel, just like Melva.King has. And I think this is the first time I ever took his replay, because that name is hard to pronounce. So, yeah. Let's double check their ranks, shall we? And he's actually not too bad, though he is versing a higher ranked team, I will say that. So we'll see how things go. Also, I want to thank my Patreon supporters like Leo, Sean, Tim, and Hercules. Thank you so much for your support. You guys rock. If you want to support me, like and subscribe, or you can go to my Patreon, but just simply watching my content and liking and subscribing definitely helps in incredible amounts. So I want to thank you guys so much. I'm about to, oh boy, I'm about to, like, if I can cross, 5,000 subscribers, that would be awesome. And I know I'm getting closer and closer. I'm just like so excited. I know I passed almost about to pass 1.1 million views, so I'm like, yay, milestone. And a capacity, let's see. We have two OKW and a Vermont player versus an American, a British, and a Soviet. So nice, well-rounded allies that can each kind of bounce off each other's strengths and weaknesses. The issue I find over here is Alpha probably has to really focus on the munitions and fuel. On each of these points, you put a fuel cache or munitions cache to help your team out. Unfortunately, the OKW can't put it down, but the Vermont player can. So we'll see how all that goes for them. Now we see here we have special operations, really good with infantry, and the Command Panther for boosting armor. We also have Alpha with the lead troops. Now we'll see how well Stormtroopers do. You can kind of do it over here with the city area and over here, but we'll see how things go. There's a couple scattered buildings. Now, Rezhev Winter is a map that you can see along the water. That's an area that pretty much one side will hold and the other side will not. The fact that he's actually pushing is, we'll see how things go. Now, he's in a building. You can see here as I click on it, there's 3 guys can open fire, but Stern Pioneers are very close range. Oh, annihilate lower strength Pioneers. And I like how he's in the corner. It makes it harder for infantry to hit him. So things should go pretty damn well for him. Now over here, again, we have some troops. Conscripts moving in with Grenadiers and Sturms moving in. If Sturms can get close, they should be able to annihilate these Conscripts. Because again, Sturm Pioneers, if you close the gap, are extremely powerful. But if you fire long range, or have enough guns, then they're not as bad. They can still be bad, but they're not as bad. Now again, you can see here, he needs to retreat this Sturm Pioneer squad. Otherwise, he will probably die. Yeah, have a bunch of weak infantry. Conscript squad, as long as they can keep range, should be fine. But we'll see. It is a conscript squad. Oh, and they went in negative cover, so that's not going to help. But yeah, I'm trying to see here around the corner. They're getting closer, getting the heavy cover. The Stern Pioneers could assist, but he's kind of focused on fuel, which maybe you want to focus on the infantry unit before you capture that. But it looks like they have more support coming in with an MG, so they should be able to kill that, hopefully, if they can place it, along with some bulk squads. Left side, they capped actually pretty damn well. I'm actually really surprised that not only did they cap this area, but the fact that the allies are not really pushing. Maybe they're kind of just realizing, oh shit, we lost our own fuel. So right now, the fact that the allies, or I'm sorry, the Axis have control of both fuel points is going to be a huge boost, because the biggest thing for the OKW is fuel. If you can use that fuel to get your trucks and get the mechanized, or again the Panzer headquarters eventually, you could shoot yourself up and get a lot of equipment the allies can't deal with very quickly. Now, let's see right now. Very nice job. This is how you can tell it's either a high-ranking player or a troll. Because what they do is they put this barbed wire in front of the heavy cover, so when they move up, they're stuck in the negative or no cover area. They can't use the heavy cover to their advantage, which is good and bad. That also means you can't use it, and also you can't jump over it without getting stuck or causing issue with your unit, so that is a concern, but most people don't really do that. Conscripts, I mean... Oh, wait, no. Sorry, I thought it was conscripts. Riflemen. Riflemen coming up. Jesus. Need to open my eyes. They should be finding the folk squads. They're the higher... They use more manpower, and they have better fighting ability. We also have British Infantry, which is building a Beaufort. Let's see. He went the Royal Engineer, which is good for, again, building emplacements. or repairing emplacements and vehicles. Support with the recon plane from designated command vehicles also really good. And the AVRE is great for blobs. Oh boy, my brother can attest to that. Now the allies are kind of grouped up and actually are kind of defensive right now, which is kind of shocking, honestly, that once again they still haven't really pushed. The allies, the Axis on the other hand, need to capture this point. This is the big issue right now that I'm seeing. They're not capturing this point, and they're not connecting the territory. As long as they don't connect the territory, doesn't matter if they have the fuel, they're not going to get a damn like penny from it. So you can see here they're still at 23, whereas if you jump over here, 7 plus all these random points, which is about 3 each, and the natively what they get, they would again have way more fuel if they captured that. But right now they just don't seem all that interested in capturing that point, even though they really should, and they've captured all of the others. We'll see how well that goes. Now that looks like the allies are, not the allies, the Axis are kind of getting a little greedy. They're going for mid. And I will say greedy, because right now there's a Beaufort, and they're pushing in a lot of different areas. But the thing is, especially early game, is you just don't have the men. As you're slowly gaining manpower, the armies build and build and build. There's no pop cap where you can reduce and kind of stop the enemy from getting full potential. It's always growing. So the fact is, it's very hard to have a big army and cover a lot of different territory, especially if it's a wider, larger map. Now this is closed off, but still under the same concept, it's gonna be much more difficult to capture it. Okay, finally some guys like, hey, maybe we should capture that point, and now they're getting a ton of fuel. Look at 39 per turn, 39, not too shabby, right? So, but unfortunately, we have the American player, Helmuth. Oh God, that's a great name, Helmuth. Pushing up with his rifleman, taking over the midpoint. They have an MG over here, which could suppress. They have to watch out for the Beaufort, which also is supported by a mortar. The mortar could easily annihilate that thing, because there's really no cover on this ice, but we'll see if they can survive. We have riflemen coming over. Yeah, they're trying to go for the cutoff. I'm assuming they are going to try to cut this off and cut off the fuel in the meantime. We have conscripts coming around the flank, but they don't seem to be all that effective. Grenadiers, some reason negative. I don't understand why they went to negative cover. They're probably going to die. Yeah. Now you going to grab it? Alright, you got the MG42. Congratulations. Now, unfortunately, the Stern Pioneer squad should probably be in heavy cover and probably defending. They'd probably be a better situation. What are you building now? Another... Oh, God. We have a Sim City on our hands. Yes, everybody, I'm going to do Sim City. But to be fair, on this map, it's actually not a bad idea, because you can put the mortars here, and they cover a wide area. You have this area they cover. They can push all the way left along this, water line. I believe it's in range, and they can push all the way with their mortars over here. And again, if you're wondering, oh, Greyshot, how do you know that? Well, typically when you click on a mortar, you can see the range on your own screen. Now, it won't show it on mine, but it will show it on if you are the player for this. So if I was drunk and I click on this and I would say, oh, where's the mortar barrage, it will show you a ring where you can see how far it can shoot, and it's actually pretty damn far for these mortars. So very cool. Now it looks like the Volk squads are kind of pushing with SCG-44s. Knock out that sniper, not a bad idea. Sniper's very expensive and a very good thing to kill, but just like I said, the mortars have a really long range and is just helping knock out that Volk squad along with the infantry. Now the thing is, the allies are kind of grouping up, and I'm assuming they're pushing back. Okay, they have a scout car over here, so he went for a special rifle. Not a bad idea. Get penal troops in front line. We know they went the sniper, so there's that, and also scout car. Problem is that he went with conscripts front line, which are weaker, and I feel like penals would probably been a better idea here, especially versus Volk squads that are kind of stronger. What else do we have here? Fishbot Man went fortification, so that's actually a pretty good team setup. We have a fortified guy, we have a support guy, and then we have a frontline tiger guy, plus a lot of things that can go behind their lines. So I do find that this is actually a good welcome balance. Now, the allies pushed over here. That was a big offensive. If I were them, I'm actually very surprised. Where is Olaf? Alof, whatever. Okay, so he has been putting down fuel points, which is fine. But if I was him, I would be laying down bunkers. I would be placing mines. I would fortify the area that you know that you have under your command. That way, if they attack it, which, by the way, the allies have typically the allies will most likely go for this territory. It's easier for the allies to take that and defend than it is for the point on the right. So the allies will typically focus their attention up here. to make sure they hold possession of their fuel and then move to a different territory. Oh, nice Molotov cocktail burning that mortar. But right now, we'll see how things go. My always suggestion is make sure if you take territory, you don't easily give it back to the enemy. That's something really stupid, which is why I'm a big mine guy, because I love the fact that if I can choke point people or place mines, it's a deterrent. It's a psychological deterrent that people are just like, I don't want to deal with this bullshit, which honestly it is, to go through all these mines. And if you say, oh, Greyshot, get a minesweeper. Yeah, but the problem is, you have a minesweeper so it doesn't blow up, but if I use artillery fire on that position, mines will start going off, and if you're so happen to be near it, your units will be suppressed, so that you have to worry about that. Now those mortars are coming in, hitting around that MG. You have to be very careful. Also, again, we have 2 mortar emplacements, so right now, actually, these mortars will annihilate that Panzer headquarters. He has to really watch out about that. That's a really nice hit with the mortar. I love how the water shot up. Anyway, so yeah, he has to watch out, though the Panzer headquarters has a benefit in this situation. You may be asking yourself why. If they send armor or infantry to capture this point, it's gone. It's going to be hit. And then anything on the ice will be shot at and most likely fall through. So it's a good idea and a bad idea at the same time. It's a good idea for defensive purposes and offensive capabilities over here. Make sure your units have a nice protection. It unfortunately just doesn't have mortar protection, so it's going to keep being hit if I was the enemy, but we'll see how things go. Sniper coming around, but Volk Squad coming on the flank to knock it out. Let's see, the Allies went Rangers, so we have a nice frontline tank and heavy close-range infantry. We have that supportive doctrine, and then if I was this guy, I would most likely, out of the 3, they already have a frontline tank. I don't think a KV would be all that effective. They already have an AVRE, which is essentially an anti-infantry tank. So out of all of these, I would probably go with the shock mortar. I'm debating between that and the Soviet shock army. However, I know this map, you could say you could use the artillery to your advantage, but I feel like the IS-152 52 long range would probably be better overall. And if you really wanted to go artillery, and I know it's like, oh, Greyshot, they have a bunch of buildings. That's true, you could get artillery and stuff like that, but the explosive rounds are so deadly versus infantry, you'll probably do more damage with the IS-152 guarding a mid, especially over here, and guarding over here and just annihilating infantry as they go for this, then you would be with artillery, kind of hitting their base. So if you wanted to try to knock out their base, go for it, but I think a stronger front line would be better on this map, because they're always going to be pushing like they are now. A lot of the, again, we have all 3? Okay, sort of all 3. Also, I like how you put the headquarters here, similar intention, kind of block a flank, but you could easily put an AT gun kind of here and just shoot it, so we'll see how things go. Rifleman gets burned, runs for his life. Big blob trying to fight some Volk Squads in. Well, I think they're trying to be in heavy cover. Not sure why they're not. Unfortunately, it looks like they're being suppressed by the MG in that building, so they're gonna have to fall back. You're not gaining ground. So honestly, you're just sustaining losses at this point. It's better just to fall back. There's no point in being in a battle you can't win, which is why I'm always surprised when I read up on like history books on generals who attack. And they just do it because of the fact they want to attack, not because they have a strategic goal or the idea in mind. It's like, oh, we can win this, we can, you know, win this confrontation. It's like, well, that's great, but you moving out of position caused your entire flank to fall, and you just possibly lost to this grand battle. So there's stuff like that, and that goes stuff originally with the muskets where you have to, you know, reload and you have to be in formation. I know there's a lot more individual tactics with that. I know we're playing Company of Heroes too, but actually, funny enough, what is it? Wonder Woman actually brought it up because they have they have a really cool World War I setting and actually go into detail about general command, stuff like that, which I really like. Now, really nice demo. I enjoy that you put on the ice. The reason for that is demo has a large width radius or blast explosion AoE if you can deal. Anyway, it will blow up the ice around it, which if you have infantry, it'll just collapse everything there, plus into the water, and it'll make it pretty much unavailable for the enemy to really push up on. Now, if the loose goes on the ice over here and tries to retreat, we'll see how things go. Now, I think he's going to pull back because A, we have penals, which have AT, so it's going to push in, and B, we have AT rifles. Now, if I was the penal, I'd also try to run up and throw a satchel charge on treads, right now it's slow, and if you don't know, They are sticky now, and they'll essentially blow up the enemy, which is fantastic. Now, it looks like he might be trying to go on the ice. No, he's turning left. One more shot. There we go with the PTRS rifle, and it will do. Big blob pushing up mid, but we have the headquarters building right here, stopping them from really doing that. He is dropping mortars, though, and you can see it's very close to dying. They're probably, again, doing that's going to cause desperation on the enemy, and we'll see how well that goes. I know they have like this big fort thing going on, which, by the way, if he went since he went fortifications, it's going to be great to kill all this. Don't get me wrong, he can always do the, stand fast, which repairs all the mortars, all the buildings, but it's a, a decent idea. But now I'm looking at the allies, and I'm seeing no real major AT, or any AT guns, which could be a problem. Now, Beaufort is not bad versing vehicles. It's actually pretty good. Beaufort versing a T-34 is surprisingly effective for some damn reason. I can't explain it. But versing a Panther 4, he has better armor, and while we'll do some damage, it most likely will not do anything else. Looks like Panther 4 also come in from an ally, so two Panther 4s opening fire. They're going to try to kill the Beauforts. They're trying to kill what they can, because they know they want to knock out those mortars and kill the, stop them from killing the headquarters. So we'll see what happens. Well, looks like it died, so we know what happened. We have two Panzer 4s on standby. We have Alf Raffi, which is a decent army, a lot of MGs. Again, I feel like he should place more mines and bunkers on this left side. Really fortify this sector. Make sure the enemy has a hard time taking it. But we'll see how things go. Again, it's your strategy. Oh, demo. Demo right now, and the tank will fall through. I like how he backed up, and he realized maybe that's not the best idea. So he goes forward into a bunch of guys with AT and stuff. If I was the Pino, I would throw a satchel on this guy, because it would kind of go off into the water. And it would blow up, and he would fall through, even if he didn't kill the unit. Oh, very close. Very close to falling through. That mortar, just like a quarter second earlier. Another Beaufort, because why not? A lot of infantry, a lot of Rangers, which could be a big issue. Rangers very close range. Very good at destroying the, pretty much just moving up the string enemy. I like to say that shock troops eat people, especially with the counterattacks doctrine, because again, it has the ability to increase effectiveness. Rangers, again, same idea, where you just get them going and they'll just destroy all the infantry in their way. Panzer 4 though is going to annihilate these guys. They really have no AT, so Panzer 4 can just stand there and keep firing. The Rangers can try to hit it with its submachine gun. It will look cool with the bullets bouncing off, but in actuality, it won't do much, if anything, to the tank. It'll just make him mad, which I do think will be funny if you could have a tank under so much suppressive fire, you kill the gunner on top. That would be cool. Now, what if I was the Allies? What would I do? I would push left. I would actually send a small detachment in another direction just to cause havoc on the enemy. That's me. Now, it looks like again we have Mevlo coming over here with an MG trying to fortify this sector. He does have a lot of men, though. That's the thing. He really doesn't have a lot. So if he uses Panzer 4, he's going to lose pretty much a huge army, and or a huge component of his army, and I don't think he'll be doing all that great. Now, I think, yeah, you definitely move his headquarters back. And this other guy's headquarters is still alive, but under mortar fire. So I don't think he'll be alive for much longer. But we'll see. Maybe they can save it. Maybe they can knock out those mortars. Again, with the fortification doctrine, which they're very close to unlock. Well, hold on. Yeah, they have zeroing artillery, which can be very good at killing it. Now we have an SU-76 and a Sherman, and both of those are pretty good. A light tank destroyer and a medium tank with pretty good. Now it looks like they have a half-track here that may need to pull back a little bit, just for, well, safety reasons. If this Sherman goes on the ice, it falls through. That would be the most unlucky Sherman. Oh my god, I knew it. Great job, jackass. Great job. All you had to do was stay on the water, off the water. I also love how it sank to the bottom of the creek. And if you look at this, if you look at this scale, it would probably be what, 5 feet deep, maybe 10 feet deep, and the whole tank just sinks bottom, nothing there. I find that pretty funny. I really do. Always something you have to watch out with ice. Looks like demo charge went off, so I'm assuming either killed some type of like armored unit or a bunch of infantry. Whatever the case, demo went off. So tanks are now coming through. Looks like they're trying to knock out whatever infantry they can, try to counterattack. Penal troops probably actually would have been good if you threw the satchel charge. Maybe you don't know. I know the update's there because you can literally see it, but I feel like that would be good for killing the heads or four, just crippling them. That way, you hear the infantry section and whatnot with those peons could actually be, you know, somewhat effective. And they could just, you know, keep firing upon over a long period of time and just neutralize it. We also have a AT grenade over here, which could kill it if they fire it over the ice. They absolutely can kill it. They just need to fire it. Do you have an AT grenade you can fire? 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Fire now. And you did. But unfortunately, he's not on the ice anymore, so you have to be very cautious. Allies are still grouped up. They really need to expand. If you look at resources, although they're getting close on munitions, they're not so much on fuel. And that could be a big problem if the enemy is rushing for a King Tiger. But we'll see if they actually do. Maybe the Axis can rush for it. Let's see. So he's not even close, but it looks like Alfar is pretty close to, I'm assuming, getting a Panther. Yep, he's getting a Panther. And then Fishmen, a lot of fuel. Now, and again, we have the headquarters building going up. Let's see, we have a mechanized building and a battle group, so I'm assuming he is going for the king. Now, this is the problem where I said you needed to place mines. Man, a couple Teller mines really would have been effective at just holding that area, but that's just me. Now, this Cromwell, which is a medium tank, not all that powerful, versus, you know, some of the more numerous German armored units you could deploy, like a Stug or a Panzer or Panther, Tiger, whatever the case. The Cromwell can go toe-to-toe with the medium tanks and not so much against the advanced medium and higher. The problem is the fact you literally have just an MG in this region. That's it. That's all. And now they're just going to come on through. And even though you're fighting so valiantly to hold this right side, it's worthless because they just took it to the left. They just took all the resources from under your nose with little to no effort. So that's going to be a huge issue for you guys going forward. Headquarters building opening fire. Did that one blow up and you just repositioned it down here? I think it's out of mortar range. I believe it's out of mortar range. But again, you still have to be very cautious. Almost Saddam moving up. Not a bad idea. Very heavy infantry can be very good for really pushing up against the lighter infantry or allied infantry units like conscripts or infantry section without the upgrade. Stuff like that. I think they actually upgrade their... No, they didn't upgrade the infantry section yet. They got the better weapons, but not the bolster infantry squad. So right now, with those components, they would still be better. The American player, though, again, the riflemen are already pretty damn powerful. So if you give him bars and bazookas, which I'm gonna assume, I'm gonna assume he has it. He does. All right. I figured. Saddam will be, you know, can go toe to toe, but may not be so great against a big blob of American riflemen, especially Saddam. Especially Saddam versus the Rangers. Rangers are Thompson's close range and are extremely powerful, so you have to really worry about that. Now, on the left-hand side, yeah, Movo's like, shit, they're taking on the left side. We should probably focus on them, honestly. That seems like a good idea, and I don't blame him. That is a really good idea. But the problem is, right now, he's versing a lot of British infantry with Piats, and Piats are really, really good at causing hell to enemy armor. Because they've boosted the Piat a little bit more. The Piats can still actually do a decent amount versus infantry, not as much as the Bren, but it does a hell of a lot to armor if it hits. Now they changed it so that way the Piat has a little bit more of a heat-seeking thing, like the AT grenades, and in fact you track the Panzer IV a lot more. It's not just an arc. Okay, that was a waste. When you're down to 2 squads with barely any health, get them out of there so that way you're fine. Fun fact of the day. Now we look at army size, and this is where things actually get interesting. We can see here the Axis. I mean, you could combine everything. That's 11, and so they're most likely in the upper 40s on average, where the Allies, on the other hand, are in the low 60s. That's a huge difference, and something that needs to be taken into effect. Because if you have a big army size difference, The one side that used to barely have anything can now cover a large chunk of the map, but the side that maybe didn't have as much but was winning just doesn't have the army capacity to cover everything, so now they have to shrink a little bit. So we'll see if maybe they'll flip-flop again. And let's see, up on the left you can see that they're trying to capture territory. Nice mine. And looks like these Panzer Grenadiers with the G43 upgrade, which is pretty good against long range of components. Not so great when you're versing an MG, aka Vickers, point blank in front of you. But whatever. Panther on the ice, very lucky he didn't fall through. Oh my god, that was like 2 shots that could have caused him to fall through. Panther most likely will die. SU-76 going on the approach along with the Jackson. Gets a nice kill on the Panther, very, very cool. Falling back a little bit while the Axis hold this territory, but they are holding and taking some severe casualties. Again, let's double check their munitions, about 185, 90, and 51, while the Allies have 300, 256, and Drunk has nothing. But I mean, if I was them, if I was the Allies, I would absolutely mine up that side. I would say, okay, we have this side under our control. We can keep attacking the one that's supposed to be ours, and that would be fine. That would be good. And I'm just watching this T-34 come in and be like, is there any AT over here? Nope. So it's just gonna kill the bunker and the MG in the building. Wonderful. You can always go armor-piercing rounds, do a little bit of damage to it, but it won't do a lot unless it's facing rear armor, and you know, do okay. Nice job with the bunker and neutralizing those guys. Although I love that T-34 is just slowly getting more and more into the Pac 40 is to like, oh god damn it, you're in there. And now he's gonna do the smart thing and just back out of there. Just cause the T-70 some havoc. Now armor piercing rounds is what I would recommend doing. We'll see how things go. Yep, T-34 just is like, hey, it's a pack gun, I can just circle it. But for Kenwood for coming in to help it out, and should be able to neutralize it. Why would you place that? Why would you build something there? I don't understand. Like, seriously. Like, don't build something when there's an enemy combatant there. Now the Allies are equal, well, actually beating in munitions and equal on fuel. So, not a bad idea. Not bad at all. Grabbing the fuel from the I guess the carcass to try to help you guys out. Again, try to rush for that king, I assume. No, you guys got a Panther. I feel like the Panther is a bad choice. You're versing a lot of infantry. The Panther is good against armor, not so much against infantry. So we'll see. I mean, maybe the Allies will be switching more to an armor focus. But right now, I see a King Tiger as being better versus all the infantry. Although we have something going on the left-hand side. We have double Cromwells. I guess you could just be lying in wait for, yeah, Panther. And if I was him, I would try to cripple the Panther somehow. I don't know how you would do that. Do you have the marked target? No, you don't. So, track vehicle is something you could do. That way you can keep eyes on the Panther and kind of use Cromwell's speed to its advantage and kind of just hit it from all sides while the Panther is like trying to figure out where you are. That's a tactic, but we'll see what this guy goes. That's going to be the big ordeal. Now, rifleman push, but I'm assuming the Stuka's coming down. Or the Stuka's just... Okay, here's the thing. I understand you're mad with the Stuka. I understand you want to take that out, but as long as they're there, you're not going to do it. Oh my god, is that 5-star? That's a 5-star Panzer IV. Not bad. Holy mackerel, not bad. That is a beast of a Panzer. It's either been a while or... I've not seen a 5-star Panzer IV in this game. At least I don't. It's either been so long that I forgot or I haven't seen it. Well, anyway, it's a rare treat to have a 5-star Panzer IV. Just survive for that long and get that much veterancy. That's really good, especially combined now with the command tank, so it improves sight. Oh boy, that Panzer IV is going to be one hell of a beast to take down. Already 41 kills, so doing pretty good. Poor half-track knocked out by the mortars. We have a Panther. Looks like being flanked by Jackson. If I was him, focus fire on this son of a gun, which is why you should focus fire on armor, not infantry. If one shot, you probably could have sunk that Jackson, and probably would have helped you out immensely. I get why you pull back. The penals are a threat, but if you're gonna die, and you know you're gonna die, which rear shot, yeah, I was gonna say I'm expecting that. maybe taking out the enemy with you is not such a bad idea. Half-track moving up. Now, they increased the quad's capabilities versus AA, so it's actually really effective, but it's still weak as hell, so Panzer 4 just comes up and is like, what's up, and knocks it out. Big American blob coming in, aka group of units, very closely packed, moving as one. It's a dumb blob because they are moving as one. A smart blob would be individual micromanagement on a larger group of units combined. That allows them to dodge incoming fire, make sure they're good against artillery, and not just succumb to enemy just flying fire. Again, that's a big difference between a dumb and smart blob. Now we look here, you can see the Axis really need to touch right number victory point. Otherwise, again, right now they have 1 and the enemy has 2, so they can just bleed them dry. Now on this map, and again by the buffer that the Axis have for the Allies, they should be fine. Panzer headquarters. Definitely helping out, knocking him. I feel like the Panzer headquarters is like the bane of their existence, because every time they push up, it seems like that headquarters building is always there to suppress them, which is hilarious. Anyway, Fishman has an artillery piece of his own. Looks like that might be trying to counteract the Soviet one, which actually is not doing half bad. And it's probably helping to neutralize a lot of these buildings, which we can see it definitely is. Big push on the left. We have a Tiger Ace. Oh my god. This is great. So we have a Tiger Ace with support by a Panzer 4. That's a pretty good combo. That's a pretty damn good combo. I like that. So it looks like, again, we had some British infantry kind of move around. If I was the British, I would if I was the British, I would leave mine here, like all over this ice. So that way it's like, oh, normal routine, go here, and boom, they explode. Wow. Oh my god. Oh. Oh, wow. That sucks. For those who don't know, the Tiger Ace was just hit by a random mortar, and that caused them to lose the Tiger Ace. And you only get 1 Tiger Ace. So, yeah. He's in a predicament. He's in one hell of a predicament. He could probably save up for a Panther, but right now he has no army. He has nothing. He put all of his manpower in that tank, and it backfired amazingly. Melvo trying to use his... Oh, wow, he has a lot of support guns. Probably just trying to hold back the infantry, and I would assume try to target this stuff, but even with the artillery focus on here, it's just not doing it. Oh yeah, of course, you went to the Soviet Shock Army because you have heavier infantry plus. Oh, so close to killing a mortar placement. Yeah, but that artillery piece not doing too bad. 2 stars now. We have a big push on the left by the American player. Finally, his blob with armor combo seemed to actually break the Axis, though I think it's just because of the fact the Axis have no army. Panther fighting an MG, and the MG somehow winning? What? Alright. Not sure how that works, but alright. On the left, we have Cromwell's coming in. They have to be very careful. Stern Pioneers with Panzer Strikes probably could easily neutralize that. Yeah, if they got a bunch of shots, plus Stormtroopers. Now, they only have 1 Panzer Strike compared to 2 with the Panzer Grenadiers, but still, under enough Panzer Strike fire, and as you can see, it can still do a lot of damage. Oh, there it goes. I was like, over ice? No, it just died from the Su-85. We can also see here pushing up. I love how the conscripts of the Panzer Strike. That's hilarious to me. The fact they can use that against the enemy. Plus penals with the PTRS rifles. They can't pin, but they can still do pretty good. And I feel that's game. Allrath quit again. Right now the AI can use that excess manpower and kind of get more guys out. But I feel like that's probably game. Panzer IV doing a lot, pushing back 3 tanks. 3 tanks this Panzer IV is pushing back. So I think he just oh wow, is he still advancing? This Panzer IV will not quit. Oh, so close. And remember, it has skirts on, so it actually makes it harder to penetrate from problem fire. So, hold on. Let me double check the last. Let me double check. So it's blitz. Yeah. Increased movement speed. Let's see. Higher efficiency. Weapon accuracy. Very cool. Mobility, rate of fire. Advanced shuttering. Target enable the main gun to be pushed even further, increasing weapon range and accuracy. And then elite crews operate the Panzer IV with extreme proficiency, increasing sight range, firing the main gun more effectively on the move. Yeah, so it pretty much turns into a beast. Now good job, they captured the left-hand side. Now look at overall men, and their average is actually pretty bad. Their average is in the 30s, while the Allies are in the 60s. No, they're in the actually, was it 9? Oof. I would actually, yeah, upper 60s. That's a 20-man difference. That's pretty important. So, wow, I love how there's an artillery piece right here. But yeah, they're gonna need to focus a lot more defensive capabilities and really just kind of hope that they can knock out some of the Allied forces in some big epic move, a decisive battle. Mind you, it's gonna be difficult because, again, if you just sacrifice all your units on the front, they have more, so they're gonna win. Especially because, again, they're good against all targets. They have Panzerschreck guys, bar guys, I mean bazooka guys. They're pretty much set, so they can handle anything that comes at them. Now the Cromwells are back on the left-hand side. Most likely they're gonna try to push this the AI and whatnot out of this region, which the AI probably not the smartest. Okay, it's getting a Stug, so I think that highlights my point, but it's at least trying. It's trying at least. Let's see, down south we have Panzer IVs fighting a Sherman and a Jackson. Now, under any other circumstance, I would actually say, again, the Allies would win. But because of how powerful this Panzer IV is, we'll see how things go. Now, they may try to rush in there and try to kill it, but... Oh, wow, they actually did manage to annihilate it. An airstrike coming in, cervix strike, right? Yep, cervix strike coming in, just annihilating the infantry. And yeah, I'm gonna call that game. The fact he lost his 4-star Panzer IV did not help. I don't think, like, again, them losing Tiger Ace was a fluke from the mortar that just hit on top of the unit, not to the side. But oh, that 4 cervix strike just annihilating that infantry. But yeah, I'm just gonna fast forward because Axis are not gonna win this. Oh, yep, yeah, they're definitely not. We have a long-range fire coming up from the SVD-5, infantry pushing up. Set up position to do nothing. Who are you referring to? Yeah, they have a stronghold over here. Plus, I'm actually surprised you didn't fortify over here, because he made sure you couldn't punch through mid. He made sure you could not physically do that through infantry or anything. You had to use artillery to break them up, which is fine. That delays you from moving up. Sure, the Allies didn't hold the right for a long period of time, but I actually kind of think that's an Allied gain, because, again, it showed even without fuel, they still managed to retake that point and also throw the Axis off balance enough to where it caused the player to rage quit. But yeah, let's see. We have, wow, a bunch of raw engineers with Piotr, Panzerschrecks, and just basic infantry all around. Now he's probably going to go around and kill it. Again, nice flank. They're going straight at MG, which is a bad way because you just die very quickly. Bunch of armor moving up. They have nothing to really fight that except for possibly a Panzer IV. Like, even with the armored scripts, though, it's about even. Wow, that was a good explosion. I think that was that a... Hold on. Is that a satchel? Did you just walk over a satchel? Alright, that's kind of weird. Zuka taking some hits. I know they're trying to break mid, but that's really not where they have to focus. The focus might be this side. Oh, wait. Is that demo? No, it's just a bunch of Panzerschrecks laying around. Stug moving up. It looks like the AI's like, I guess I'll fight on this front. Because why the hell not? But yeah, I'm just gonna fast forward still because we can see here down south. Wow, nice job. They're gonna annihilate that Stuka, and he's not gonna move it. Oh wow, it clings on to dear life. Cromwell's just on standby. Big armor push with the Sherman-Jackson combo again. Flanking the Panzer IV. Now they have explosive rounds on the Sherman, so you can do a lot more against infantry. Cromwell's on standby up north. We have Panzer IV trying to run him over. Very cool. Again, I always try to do it. Again, it's just like very easy to kill a lot of guys by just pushing them against the brush and just running them over. Cromwell's giving chase. Trying to go after the Panzer IV. Oh, T-34 comes on the flank. Does not fall into the ice. AT gun, though. Oh, SU-85, sorry. Knocks it out. Anti-tank gun trying to fight, but again, doesn't have the greatest defensive bonus, especially versus multiple tanks, so have to be very worried about that. But this is where, again, mines would come in handy. Just saying, because you could easily blow one. I've killed 3 Panthers with the Teller mine, so, or not Teller mine, a Soviet mine, so there's that. We have a scout car. That's a great strategy. Yeah, Cromwell's annihilating this. Rangers coming in, just pretty much clearing the way. There's not all that much they can do at this point. The Allies are goners. Torpedo troops making a satchel charge to finish that off. Very nice. Sherman-Jackson Gombo coming back in, but they really don't have any armor to speak of. Melvo has a Stuka, which is trying to help, and another Stuka, but they have no real infantry as well. No battle tanks, no infantry. This game's done. Like, I'm being honest. It's just done. I think it was a well-played game. I actually like both sides, and I also love just give up. Yeah, at this point, I'll be like, just surrender, guys. We're killing your base. Wow, they also love up north. It's like, yeah, I'm going to take everything. We have a Cromwell posse up here, because why not? But yeah, if I were them, I would have absolutely fortified this left side. And I feel like Alfra rage quit because, well, he lost that side. He's like, alright, I'm done. Cromwell's moving in to help clear the base. And looks like they're doing a pretty damn good job of that. Another push over here, and it doesn't go anywhere in time while the Cromwells are advancing. Not bad. Not bad of a game. We look overall damage. Melvo got the highest amount. Again, that Panzer IV was awesome. Like, I'm being honest. But probably, like, 14,074 kills. Again, the 4-star one was probably the main guy. But, yeah, I mean, he got a lot, but his teammates, not so much. I mean, to be fair, they didn't have as much play time, but still, they just, damage-wise and kill-wise, they don't compare. On the Allied team, it's a little bit more, you know, kind of grouped up. Not really one gaining too much of a lead over the other, though Drunk got more damage, and Hellmouth got more kills. And again, I kind of get that. I understand a little bit more with the damage because again, those constant mortars just hitting the buildings, doing a lot. I could easily see that. Plus the Bofors just tearing apart infantry, so that's why he got a few more. The fact that the Hellmouth is just because he had Rangers and they just tore apart infantry and everything. Fishman was Alfar and Fishman kind of failed to really guard their flanks, kind of fortify that sector. Drunk was smart because where he did, he's made sure that, again, mid was protected, plus he could try to support the outer rims of the right and left side. And it worked. It killed a freaking Tiger Ace, so I would say it worked. But other than a couple flukes, this is still a pretty good game, and thank you for submitting that in. If I were you, Melvo, maybe less Sturm Pioneers. They're really expensive with the Panzer Strikes. Maybe just Panzerfaust, the son of a gun. That would be me. Or Verkenwerfer. Have that on standby. But yeah, you played well. You definitely played well, and I'm glad you submitted this replay. But yeah, I think your teammate dropped the ball. He should have really fortified this area, and that probably would have saved your butt. But in any case, that's game. I want to thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys, again, like and subscribe if you would be so kind. But this has been Greyshot17, and I'll see you guys next time.